Hey guys, I'm Bormai. Today's video, Call of Duty Modern Warfare Warzone settings explained. In this video, I'm going to go into greater detail on what these settings do so you can feel more comfortable and make informed decisions on how you want to set up either your controller or your PC with things like, ADS, multiplier, zoom for low and high zooms, and field of view on PC. And I'm also going to go over controller response curves in greater depth. Hopefully you'll understand these a little better. This is the part where I ask you to like, comment, and subscribe. I am going for 10 subscribers this video. I'd love to get 100 likes and 50 comments. Help a dude out. I'd appreciate it. Thanks. ADS, low zoom multiplier. So basically what this does is if you have your iron sights or you have any scope all the way to 3.25 zoom or magnification, this is going to slow down when you are aiming down the sights. When you are looking down your iron sights or looking through your red dot, looking through your scope, as long as it's 3.25 magnification or less, this is when this kicks in. So as you can see, the lower I turn this down, the slower my scope moves left to right. If you turn this up higher, so above 1, it's going to be much faster. It's almost the same as your stick configuration or your DPI on your mouse. It's going to move in correlation with how you set this.
Nice. Where was it?
ADS high zoom multiplier is basically going to do the same thing as your low zoom multiplier, only this is going to be for your telescoping sniper scopes. It's also going to be for, I believe I can't remember what's after 3.25. It's either 3.5 magnification or 4 and higher. So anything above that is going to be your high zoom, especially snipers, guys. If you're going to snipe, you're going to want to be able to lead your target and keep pace with them so that you can hit those headshots, because like your HDR, your AX50, fortunately now you got to hit them in the head to get a one-hit kill, and it's going to be very important that as they're running away from you, you can hit those snipes. So you want to adjust this accordingly. A lot of this is going to be preference. I recommend you play with it. For high zoom, I would not go below 1 because then people are going to be able to outrun your scroll speed. So I would play with this, see what works best for you, and I hope this is helpful. This next segment part of this video is going to basically be controller only. PC players, if you don't use controller and you want to stick around just so you get an understanding on how aim assist works, feel free. I do have some PC only stuff coming up as well. But this is going to be aim assist, which is basically your controller. So you've got several kinds of options here. You've got your focusing, you've got your precision, you've got your standard, and disabled. So if you disable aim assist, obviously you have none. It's just going to be straight up. However fast your controller can move or your stick is set, that's going to be how fast you aim, right? So let's talk about focused. Focused is really they say it's for newer players. I would really say this is for rushers. If you're a rusher, I would recommend focusing. What this does is as you're hip firing or aiming down the sights, there is a much greater slowdown as you hit the target. So if you are rushing into a building and you got a guy on the left of you, as you turn left, whether you're hip firing or ADSing, it is going to have a very superior slowdown compared to the other modes. Standard aim assist is pretty much your run-of-the-mill normal Call of Duty field for the last 10 years plus. This is what they have basically standardized your aim assist for controller. I would say that each Call of Duty game changes slightly, but this has more of a slowdown than the precision, whether you're hip firing or aiming down the sights, but quite a bit less than your focused. So as you're scrolling past an enemy target, it does have that slowdown as you hit the enemy target, and then it speeds up again once you pass them if you're going to another target. So I would definitely try all three of these, see which one works best for you. If you have any questions, please feel free to leave me a comment
There's a
below.
lot more snipers in school.
Now we're going to talk about aim assist for precision settings. So basically, the precision has far less slowdown than standard or focused. It is more for those guys who like to solo trio, I'd say. If you're really, really good at fine motor control, this is the one you want to use, as it has very little slowdown, whether you're ADS or hip firing. It's probably really good for campers who, you know, they're already aiming at a specific location. As you walk in, they kill you. And I would say possibly even sniping, as you're going to be able to stay and lead targets much better if it doesn't slow down as it catches another target. Now let's talk about aim response curve. There are 3 types of aim response curves you can choose from in Call of Duty Modern Warfare, whether you're playing multiplayer or Warzone. That's going to be your standard, your linear, and your dynamic. So for those of you who don't know what response curve is and how it affects your aim, it basically responds directly to your thumbstick movement and how it moves as you move your thumbstick left and right. Your standard aim response curve is your run-of-the-mill Call of Duty response curve. This is what they've been using go-to for years. They started adding some of the other ones as things progress, play styles change. So what this does is it kind of has what I'd call a ramping effect. So if you move your controller slowly to one side or the other, it kind of moves slow. But if you quickly push your thumbstick, say all the way one way, left or right, it's going to ramp up and allow you to move and aim fast. This is what most people are going to use, as it's going to be what feels most like your Call of Duty.
That was high ground.
Linear response curve. So basically, this is a direct correlation to what you do with your thumb. This feels the most real to me. This is my favorite style. So basically, if I make a small micro adjustment or a big adjustment, slow, fast, doesn't matter, however I move it, it moves exactly how I moved my thumb. There's no ramping, no slowdown, no flattening, no nothing. It just, however I move my thumb and wherever I move my thumb, this is where it goes. This is actually what most pros use. It does feel the most consistent, and it feels more like real life movements. I definitely recommend you checking this one out if you have not. Finally, let's talk about your dynamic response curve. So this is basically a mixture of the other two, the standard and the linear response curve. They describe it as a reverse S-curve. When you first move your thumbstick, it kind of acts like the linear, as it'll respond how you're moving. And then if you hit the center of that curve, it kind of flattens out. It's roughly halfway to all the way over. It flattens out, and you can get control. It kind of helps you, I feel like, with the recoil. But once you pass that halfway point and you're all the way over, it starts to move really fast. It seems like you can kind of snap back and forth if you go side to side. I feel like that could be really helpful if you were, you know, maybe soloing multiple targets and you needed to snap back and forth between each one. I personally am not a big fan. I feel like it feels kind of weird to me. You know, but again, this is all personal preference. So I would recommend you try all 3 different curves and see what works best for your play style, as one might work better and feel better to you. Alright guys, this is basically going to only be for PC. However, you might want to stick around because it might help you understand something, especially if you watch any streamers or YouTubers and you see them throwing their C4 and it looks like it's going 100 yards further than you can throw your C4. This is why. Field of view. Now, unfortunately, guys, I am very sorry. I don't play a lot of Warzone on my PC. So when I turned it on to get the footage for this, it is updating, and it looks like it's going to take a little bit. So I do apologize that there's no footage for this. If you're looking for this settings, it's going to be under your options, general settings, field of view. It goes, basically, I think it goes down from 60 all the way up to 120. So as you adjust this, right, I think it starts at around 80. 80 is going to be your normal field of view, right? If you take it to 60, it's going to shrink it. So if you're in a building, say with some rafters above, like maybe one of the buildings at military base, where if you were at 80, when you run in, the guy on the stairs, you might see, you know, his hips and down. So if you decrease that field of view, your targets are going to get bigger without looking stretched, and you're going to have a much greater chance at aiming. It's going to be easier to click on that target, as far as they're going to be much closer, but you're going to lose your view left and right. You're going to lose your peripheral view. Now, if you back this or move this all the way up to, say, 120, it's going to get further. You're going to be able to see way more of the screen. It's going to be a lot easier to see horizontally, more players coming in at you. However, as far as aiming goes, they're going to get further away from you. So the targets are going to get smaller, and things are going to look like they go a lot further. For instance, like I said a minute ago, you throw a grenade, you throw some C4, whatever you do, it looks like it goes a lot further. I would say a lot of players on PC probably play at around 100. I like more like a 93, depending on what I'm doing. If I start doing real bad, sometimes I will lower that so I have a better chance of clicking on them as the targets do get bigger. Again, I do apologize that I don't have any footage of this. I would have gotten it. I have a trip coming up, and I do have to pack and get ready for that. So I do apologize again. Hope you guys aren't too angry with me. Guys, thank you so much for watching today. Leave me a comment below. Let me know if you like this style of video, if you'd like to see more. I really hope this was helpful and you feel more comfortable with some of these settings. I hope that now you have a better understanding of how some of these settings work, and you'll be able to make these adjustments so you improve at the game. Until next time, I'm Bormai, signing out and wishing you happy gaming.